Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Oh, yeah! This is Devils After Dark, coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios in beautiful New Jersey and Beverly Hills, California at Scotty's Palatial Estates. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network as the Devils kill off 9 straight penalties. The Devils withstood the bird that can't fly, the Pittsburgh Penguins. What a night to end 2022. Scotty, it is a happy Devils Friday.
It's a great Devils Friday. Big win for the boys in the division where we've been struggling lately. All good things to see. I'm very happy that they picked up this victory to end 2022 on a high note and play much like we saw them play during a great run during the month of November. But welcome, everybody, to Devils After Dark exclusively here on the Let's Go Devils Podcast Network. It's King of the Football Call, Sam Wu, along with me, Scotty, and let's talk about this game right now. Number 36 on the season, the Road Warriors are back at it. Oh, what a rush. You were doing Macho Man when we started with, oh, yeah, Sam Wu. Macho Man, Sam Wu Savage. Oh, yeah.
I should have done the
victory.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Oh! Yeah.
Anyway. Well, either way, big game tonight. Let's talk about it, though. Road win, Road Warriors for the Devils, 4-2. Vanacek back in net. Holtz in, Thompson out. Retro unis, love them. Look sharp out there on the ice. Boys looking good. Dad's in the stands. It's always nice. That father trip is always a lot of fun. Always get some good interviews and stuff like that on the TV broadcast and the radio calls. So the Devils go into this game, and actually it's the Pittsburgh Penguins who blew a 4-goal lead. Was it last night or the night before against the Icelanders? Them coming back and winning 5-4. In this game, though, it was a lot of the referees, which we're going to talk about. A lot of penalties called in this game. Someone must have been placing some money on there being a PPG during the contest this evening. What was 9 penalties on the Devils? I think there were 6 on the Penguins. Abuse of the officials call. I mean, delay a game non-face-off violation call. Yeah, there's some pretty weak ones going on in this. And it started off, we didn't really notice it, but it started off there in the first period. There was a weak one. Was it on? I can't remember. I think it was Miles Wood had a roughing call on him. That was pretty weak. I know Mr. Devil Ken Danigo wasn't too happy with that one. But a lot of bad calls by these refs. But a lot of penalty killing by the Devils. And want to give a shout out to Dawson Mercer, who had a hell of a game tonight. Nico, please buy him some beer. Hey, Nico. I just turned 21, but can you buy me some beer? Can you buy me some beer, please? I blocked that shot. I blocked that shot from Malkin. That hurt. In the first period. On a penalty kill. Oh, he did. Oh, you got some beer. That's not beer.
It's birch beer, Nico.
Oh, Lord. Oh, boy. Yeah, that's what he's going to get. 6-pack of Stewart's. Those glass bottles, though, they're pretty good. Are they? You're not going to... Those are pretty tasty. But either way, Dawson Mercer had a big block in the first period. Devils then get a power play, and we're very unsuccessful, uneventful, Ty Smith. Oh, hey, our friend Ty Smith, Who could have guessed it? I think I counted 5 or 6 drop passes on the power play when Ty Smith trying to bring the puck up the ice on the PP because he was playing on PP1 for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Man, I have it written right here. Shocker. If I could cue up that Futurama gif of I'm shocked. Totally shocked. Well, not that shocked at all. But either way, this was another nothing period all the way through. And by the way, funny point that Bryce Salvador brought up about Nikita Ahoytuk. His first 3 games in the NHL this season against the Bruins, with Bergeron and Marchand and everybody, against the Bruins again, and now against the Penguins, against Crosby and Malkin. Nothing says, get out there and go play defense at the National, like having those 2 teams lined up for your first 3 games. But either way, late in the first period, right? What was it, about 14:26 into the first period? Devils had a lot of opportunities, but they weren't cashing in on any of them. And that's something that we've been talking about, is the Devils just not putting the puck in the net in this recent stretch. And we saw Dougie Hamilton have some confusion with Fabian Zetterlund along the blue line, which led to Malkin just getting a flat-out breakaway. It was like a penalty shot, basically. Comes in and sends a nasty snapshot, high glove side, just under the crossbar. Woo! But it was so deflating for the Devils because, we've seen so many of those things happen where the Devils play well. I believe they were out shooting Pittsburgh at that time. And yeah, I think that was Pittsburgh's first shot in 8 or 9 minutes or something like that in the period. And you have all these opportunities, and you see Tristan Jarry starting to play, making these great saves, these big highlight reel saves. We just got done with Ullmark. And then the Pens go and capitalize on their one opportunity. It's very deflating. And then after that, I know Jack Hughes snuck the puck from Crosby. And, Jarry came out big again with a save. So going into the second period, you're down 1-0, and you're kind of feeling a little uneasy here. Last game of the year, all that sort of good stuff. And the Devils actually started on a power play. Which I don't even remember who was that. The abuse of officials, that might have been the abuse of officials call. It's too hard to keep track when so many damn bad calls were made in this game. But the Devils, they started off the period with a quick power play. Jesper Bratt missed a great feed. He just completely missed the net. Been seeing that way too much for Jesper Bratt. And then Dougie puts the puck in the net, but Eric Halla is doing this. Well, he's kind of pushed, but he's already kind of going that direction, jumping, doing a spinneroonie, kind of ice skating move there to get around Jarry. He ends up hitting his blocker, and they call goaltender interference. And Lindy, you know what? I don't think it was a horrible challenge. Lindy challenged it. Your team has been challenged in getting, goals on the board, and you finally get one. And then it's called back. So I'm not too upset with that challenge right there. I think you could say that Halla was pushed into the goaltender when you watch it at real speed, but whatever. Call doesn't go the Devils' way. Halla definitely made contact, so it is what it is. But don't worry, because the Devils kill off a penalty, and then they get one right after that. They wait a minute, right? Isn't that what? No, that wasn't the delay. Kill off and get the. Oh, then they get the delay of penalty. Delay a game. I don't even know. I gotta go and look here. Teddy Bluger got the tripping. Oh yeah, and then at 6:18, that's when you get the abuse of officials. Oh, you mudone. But either way, the Devils, they killed off all 9, but they killed off that penalty for the unsuccessful challenge, that delay a game. Then they got a bench minor later for delaying the game. Man, these refs were just atrocious tonight. I don't know what the hell they were doing most of the time. But either way, a bunch of nonsense with all those calls over there, right, Sam Wu?
It was bad. I mean, it's again, it reminded me of the game against Toronto on November 23rd, I think. It was just wait,
yeah,
I got to go to the rule book, and is there a technicality here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't see too many like delay a game like off a face-off type of thing, when it's not a face-off violation, like and the abuse of official. I mean
Well,
that's got come on. Like
remember when the Devils fans threw crap on the ice? That could have warranted a delay game, but
yeah.
that again, inconsistencies in the officiating, and I'm very
It's
suspect.
Yeah, a little too much tonight. A little too much tonight. 9-6, what's that? 15 penalties in the game? Phew. That's a lot.
I have a conspiracy theory on that.
Okay. All right.
Maybe
we'll
talk later.
We'll talk later. Okay. Talk later.
Hold on a sec. Dave Singer wants to sponsor the DaveStamp.app Victory Bucks. He did a super chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
Very nice.
Dave Singer.
Thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
On good old YouTube Live over there.
Yep.
Got the super chats going on. But either way, the Devils are in some sort of power play situation as they found themselves in, and the Pittsburgh Penguins throughout the night. And on this one, we got a goal. We got a PPG from the man, the superstar himself, Jack Hughes. And this all started with a big face-off win. A clean win off the draw. By the way, did everyone see Barkov's comments about how he didn't think the Nico thing on the face-off was dirty at all? Shocking. But Nico gets a clean face-off win. Goes right back to Jesper Bratt, who then moves the puck over to Dougie, who starts coming in on the play. And coming up the open wing over there is the man, Jack Hughes, who ripped a bad boy. Man, it was in and out of that net. Top shelf, superstar style shot over there. It was one of those ones where you're like, wait a minute. Did that go in? Or did that hit the crossbar? Oh, it hit the crossbar, just the back one inside the goal, and popped back out again. A laser, like a freaking laser beam, going past the goaltender over there, Tristan Jarry. And man, what a shot from Jack Hughes at 6:18 of the second period. A PPG. Hughes is 19th. Jack Hughes is 19th. By the way, that's his 40th point on the season. Dude's on pace for like in the 90s right now. Jack Hughes, superstar. Dougie Hamilton picking up the assist, his 22nd of the year. Jesper Bratt gets his 22nd assist as well on the secondary. Man, Jesper got to start hitting the net on some of those shots. Right after, so that's when after that, I think, is when the Pens got the abuse of the official call. Okay, puts the Devils back on the power play, but it was a very sloppy power play, to tell you the truth, by the Devils. They did nothing on it, and they ended up getting pinned in their own zone by the Penguins just as that power play was expired. I think Damon Severson, right? Was that the time that he had the 3.5 minute shift or something like that because he was just trapped on the ice?
Yeah.
That was bonkers. And then the Pens score right after the Devils kill the next power play that came up for Pittsburgh. I know it's hard to keep track of. You really do. You need Google Charts and everything to try and keep track of this game over here. But this was Jeff Carter going to the net. He just kind of throws the puck towards the center, and I believe it deflected off of Jonas Siegenthaler's skate, who was, oh, wait, man, maybe this was when the marathon shift was, right? They were stuck on the ice in the power, right? Is that what, I think, whatever. Because Siegenthaler was beyond gassed at that point.
I don't blame Siegenthaler or any of those guys. They just got caught. And if anything, maybe Sharon Govich should have chipped it in at that sequence. But, I mean, you can't blame – I mean, against the Pittsburgh Penguins and you're out there 2.5 minutes, you're going to be gassed.
That was tough. So Carter gets the ricochet goal over there to put the Penguins back up 2-1. Then the Devils get to delay a game. No, wait. I just have my notes about the poor officiating. Devils delay a game. Penguins abusive officials. Devil weak roughing call.
I have a question
in the
for
first.
you,
I'm getting. This is the point in the game where I'm getting pissed off, like really bad at the officials over here.
Scotty, I've got a question. I'm thinking about sending over 3 notebooks, one for the first period, one for the second period, and color code them so we get this all straight.
It does. It does need to be color coded, man. Like this game is so hard to keep track of.
You start off the Happy Devils recap. And Jack Hughes scores the empty net goal, and the game's over.
Yeah, right. Oh man, yeah, just way too many penalties going on here. But the Devils do eventually. I mean, they kill off everything that's thrown their way. You gotta admit that the penalty kill was on point today. They did a hell of a job, especially against the Pittsburgh Penguins team, which is loaded and has had such a successful power play all season long. But the second period turned into the Devils period, like we used to see in the month of November. They actually ended up scoring 3 goals. Because after the Jeff Carter goal, and I think another penalty kill or two, Dougie Hamilton tied the game up. And this was a shot at the coming from the point, and Dawson Mercer ends up getting the rebound. I don't know if the original shot actually even made it through to Jari, so it's kind of like laying around in the slot area. Mercer picks it up, and he passes it over to Dougie Hamilton, who's got a wide open net there to shoot into, and Dougie buries it for his 8th of the season. That puts him at 30 points for the year. Whew. He's racking it up. And don't worry, the third part of Triple H, the Devil scoring machine, is coming up here in just a little bit. But Dougie Hamilton gets his 8th from Dawson Mercer, who we talked about had a very strong game defensively, but also chipping in on the offensive side. Love the strides that he has taken in the big minutes, the important minutes that he is playing on the penalty kill against friggin' Sidney Crosby and Malkin. It's not like there's a bunch of bums over there on the Penguins. Dawson Mercer out there having himself a hell of a game. His 11th assist. Siegenthaler gets his 12th. Dougie Hamilton at 17:37. And stop me if you heard this one before. The Devils went back on the penalty kill once again. Near the end of the period. 2 goals in the final 5 minutes of the second period. That's like the Devils from the month of November. Nico Hischier gets a shorty. The short-handed goal at 19:22 of the second period. McLeod, Mikey leads him in with some good defensive work. Leads Nico with the pass. He walks into the zone and gets a step by Malkin, who's playing defense on the back end there because the Penguins are on the power play. So Nico's able to go around him, and he does that patented Jack Hughes shot when he's coming in on the wing on that hard angle, and you shoot far side high. It's a superstar shot to make, and Nico Hischier with his dad in the stands, who gave an interview in the second period as well, talking to our boy Matt Laughlin. Nico Hischier gets his 15th of the season, a shorthanded goal, 19:22 of the second period from McLeod, his 12th assist, and Brendan Smith his 4th assist. So it's nice to see also someone other than the top lines and top defensive pairing, the Triple H triforce of goals between Hughes, or points, I should say, Hughes, Hamilton, and Hischier. It's nice to see Mikey McLeod, a bottom 6 player there. Nice to see Brendan Smith, a bottom pairing defenseman. Siegenthaler is your first pairing, but he doesn't get a lot of points. Dawson Mercer's up there, on the top line. But we talked about that secondary scoring kind of drying up in this recent run. It's nice to at least see someone, on that bottom 6 and the bottom defensive pairing getting on the score sheet over there. So Devils now up 3-2. And thank you, Vitek Vanacek, because he made a massive save with about 5 seconds to go in the period. Because don't forget, that was a shorthanded goal, and the Penguins were on the power play. So thank you, Vitek, for coming through there with the big save. Then We move into the third period, and guess what happened, Sam Wu? More penalties. The Devils went on a 5-on-3 after the Pens took a high sticking call for a minute 22, and they were unable to score, although they did get some good chances and good opportunities. Then Eric Halla gets his double minor for high sticking. Woo! Penguins throwing the kitchen sink at the Devils on a 4-minute power play that, guess what? The Devils killed off. Man, was the PK on fire. Big ups to Mikey McLeod as well, who went down to block, I think it was Sidney Crosby. I think it was Crosby, right? Caught the puck, put it down, and went to slam it home. And Mikey McLeod came out, I don't even know what position. He was like on his knees with his knuckles down, just kind of like, no, don't hit me in the face, Deflected the shot. Poof. And I think that was after they hit the crossbar, too. And then to end the game, Penguins are, attacking 6-on-5. And good hard work from Dawson Mercer once again. Getting a secondary assist on the empty net goal. Working that puck out of the zone. 6-on-5. Gets it to Halla, who passes it right back to Jack Hughes, who puts it home for his second goal. That's number 20 on the season for Jackie Boy. That's 20 goals in what? 36 games? Is this game 36?
Yes, 36 games.
And how many did they play? 82?
Yes.
Is that correct, Sam Wu?
Yes.
So if we're doing the math there, we're looking at a pretty nice total by the end of the season. Just by averaging numbers. If he's at 20 and he's not even halfway through,
he's going to be at 45, 50. Who knows?
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. All right. Jack Hughes comes up with the empty net goal, his 20th of the season at 19:55 of the third. 3 stars of the game. Jackie Boy is number 1. Nico is number 2. And the third member of the Triple H faction, Dougie Hamilton, gets your 3rd star. Shots on goal for the Devils, 11-8-9 for a total of 28. No raining pucks tonight for the Penguins. 6-12-9 for a total of 27. Devils had the advantage on the face-off percentage, 55% to 45. 1 for 6 on the power play. Killed off all 9 penalties against. From the Pittsburgh Penguins, we were out-hit 34-25. 18 blocks for the Devils. Only 3 giveaways, 7 takeaways. Heck of a game. Heck of a game. Great second period, which is what we were used to seeing in November. Way too many penalties. Those refs need to be checked out to see if they were making any bets beforehand at the old is there some like casinos out there in Pennsylvania, right? Don't they have like casinos all over the place?
Well, that's how that Pittsburgh arena was built on. Grandma's slot machine arm. That's how they funded their arena. So I have some suspicions.
There's got to be a casino somewhere where some referee was placing a bet on a power play goal being scored in the game tonight. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, you know what
one
the
of those
odds
parlays.
Are? Yeah, one of the parlays was I don't know, plus 100,000 that there would be a bench minor.
When you give out 15 friggin' penalties.
A delay of game penalty on the Devils for, I don't know.
I don't even know. I don't know if that was on Doug. I still don't even know what that one was. I really don't. The abuse of the official. I mean, come on. It must have been. I don't know. That seems a little extreme. And then you look back at that Miles Wood roughing call in the first. Some of these other. I mean, obviously the high sticking. Some of them are warranted, but some of the other ones you're just like, man, that's really cheap.
I mean, I want to look at the refs' bios. Are refs, the younger refs, the younger generation of refs, are they more offended?
Yep, Casino in Bethlehem. There you go. Thank you, Judy. There we go. Let's check the security cameras. See if any of the
Windy Creek,
the zebras.
Windy Creek.
What's that?
Windy Creek Resorts.
Creek.
My wife and I go there every once in a while in Bethlehem. Used to be called Sands, I believe. And yeah, we go to Emerald's little place there. We do a little gambling. No, actually, we don't gamble. I'm not into gambling. to be honest. Slot machines and all that kind of stuff.
I got you.
I can never figure out how they
you.
work.
Victory. Oh, we got victory bucks. Okay, I'm looking through some of these.
Victory bucks.
Some of these. Yeah. Well, let's hear from the king of the football calls over here, because I know he's got a conspiracy theory he wants to share with us, and I know he's got some reactions to this game as well. And then we'll get to all of you on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch. Sam Wu, what say you about this game?
Well, I've got conspiracy theories. I've got a lot of things to say. Scotty, you were right. You were right that there were too many penalties called in this game. The Devils had, 9 penalties, or really 8,
9.
But one was a double minor. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Any coach would probably say, Sam, you're an idiot. But honestly, I did not have one problem with any of these penalties, because all these penalties were so stupid, and the Devils never got off their game because the officiating was so poor. They kept at it with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Case in point, they kept driving to the net, even though they got hosed on a couple calls with there was a Halla, the goalie interference, which was really minimal at best. I thought Jari's blocker hit Halla, not the other way around on that play, but I'm a homer biased Devils fan. But they were aggressive penalties, and the Devils never let up. And that's what happens when you've got a good penalty kill, is you can stay aggressive and withstand that, the Pittsburgh Penguins power play. I'm not advocating to get penalties, but the problem with this team is we've said it all along. They're not tough. Well, they were tough tonight. I'm hoping that this whole father's mentor trip, lit a fire into these young Devils players that, hey, I can't let my dad down. He's in the stands tonight. I can't do it. And it seemed like they played very, very well. Miles Wood going hard to the net. Halla, okay, you got a double minor, probably worst part of the game. But you know what? Hey, there was blood. Good. You got to be tough. You got to hurt them. And you got to you're not going to stop. You're not going to let the refs' stupid penalties that they were calling going to stop you from that aggressiveness. And I thought there's something to be said about that. Having a great penalty kill can open up the game for you, because you could still you could be fearless when you're playing. I thought Brendan Smith played awesome. Judy wants me to comment about Damon Severson. I thought Damon Severson ate up a lot of ice time, a lot of good quality minutes. I thought Siegenthaler was a warrior out there. We talked about killing off the penalty, but they weren't able to get off the ice. They just got caught. And you know what? It's one of those things. But the fact of the matter is they did kill off that penalty. They did kill off the 4-minute, double minor. And they got through that first 2 minutes, was great. And also they did not allow Ty Smith to beat them as well. I thought that was good. But in all seriousness, I thought this game, the Devils played with urgency. They never got down on themselves. I mean, those penalties, Scotty, were just so
ridiculous.
I felt
anytime
like
you're calling an abuse of the official ref, you're like,
do you know when you
really
see
bad.
those penalties? This is when you see these type of penalties at a youth hockey game, when parents are like overzealous parents, or maybe it was the Devil's dads that were screaming for, up top, and
maybe it was the Devil's dads that were screaming down. Then maybe they took the bench minor, instead.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I thought Halla I make fun of him all the time, but I love the aggressiveness. I don't mind taking some of these penalties as long as it's physical and it's good. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, the 4-minute one, I mean, it is what it is. Like, he got clipped in the nose and his nose bled, Like, It is what it is. Like, that sort of stuff happens, Like, so some of them were okay, but some of them were just, I would say there's at least 4 or 5 of them that could have been like, we really don't, need that over there. There was maybe even more. I mean, definitely those delay game ones and the abuse of the official, that roughing call. There might have been a couple questionable interference ones, but it is what it is. The Devils killed them all off, and they played strong tonight. And Damon Severson had a big part in that. Siegenthaler, Dougie Hamilton, Brendan Smith. The defense played very, very well tonight. Given what was thrown at him. Hell's bells, they even scored a shorthanded goal with Nico.
Oh, that was
so
huge. Just to get the momentum.
Massive.
Just to
massive.
Get the momentum back. And I'm going to stick with Holla. I know I'm not. My expectations of Holla. My expectation of Holla is not offense. It's to keep the other team honest.
Yeah, and I don't think Pavel Zacha is really crushing it up there in Boston. He's got what? He's got 5 goals now on the season. He's playing. Look who he's playing with, and he's only got 5 goals on the season. Like, you can say that about Holla as well, but Holla also does a hell of a lot on, like Sam was saying, with the toughness. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's also not afraid to muck it up a little bit. We've seen him drop the gloves once this season. He wins face-offs like none other. He's versatile. He could play anywhere. I mean, I know Zacha is a lot of those things too, but it just that ship has sailed. I'm not looking back at that trade right there as anything negative. They can deal with that. And same thing with Ty Smith as well. Glad this was like his first game called back up, right? He just got called back up out of the minors. So, looked like the same Ty, lots of drop passes, nothing too crazy, nothing like he was 3 seasons ago where he had that little shimmy shake move on the blue line and he was getting every wrister through a maze of people. I don't know what it is, but I wish Ty the best, but I don't look back at that trade and regret anything at all. And Ramona claims that the person on Pittsburgh just bit his lip, and he was not actually busted open by Eric Hollis' stick. It was his own due diligence in just biting his lip. So there's that as well. You want to talk about conspiracy theory, Sam Wu? That's what they're doing. It's like a professional wrestler. Got a little razor blade taped on the inside, got a high stick, whoa, quick little cut, oh, man, my lip's bleeding. Rub some sweat in it so it looks like, a lot worse than it actually is. That's how you do that, Sam Wu. Sam's like, I never realized that before.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know?
I didn't know that.
You're telling me pro wrestling ain't real? What you mean it ain't real? That's a famous South Park episode. I'm sure you've never seen. Anyway, let's see what's on Dave Singer over here. Yep, Miles Wood did have a good screen in front of the net. Nice to see him playing with a little bit more intensity. Maybe that's what pops up there in the stands. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna agree with the Holla over whatchamacallit, over Zacha. Shane Sickle, I want to know what the Penguins said too to get that bench minor. Nico gets hurt because he brings it constantly. Okay. Oh, we're talking about Nico versus Bratt. Jesper Bratt now, I mean, that's going to be an interesting story that continues to develop here. Because Jesper Bratt what's he only had like he got like 2 goals, right? He had 2 goals, what, like 3 games ago?
Yep.
And he hasn't had very much else in a long time. I can't remember who he got those 2 goals against. But he seems to be just missing the net. Man, he had that. I can't remember when it was. I know I had it in my notes over here.
Was it against the Panthers?
Maybe it was against the Panthers, yeah. But he had one tonight where it was a beautiful setup. Oh, yeah, Bratt misses net on great feed at the start of the second period. He's missed the net just numerous times. I don't know what's going on with Jesper. But even if you look at his points, too, like his assists have all been like secondary assists. They haven't been, primary ones.
Yeah.
So you're starting to wonder what's going on with him. Because, Jack Hughes has been Jack. He's been hot all season. What's he got? Wait, has he got 40 or has he got 41 now? With the 20 with the empty netter. Is that 41 points now on the season? I gotta look. And you see Nico is starting to, get some more goals again. He had like that little cold streak there where he was getting points, but he wasn't getting goals. What was it? 7 games I think he went out scoring, and now all of a sudden he's got two in a row here. So you see him like starting to snap out of it. Dougie is, he's been consistent all year as well. He's up to 30 points on the season. For a defenseman, not even halfway through. Yeah. You're telling me my defensemen have like 60, 70 points? Yeah. Sign me up for that. By the way, Winston is chugging his water over here. That's all that is in the background, if you can hear it.
Yeah, that's fine. He's having a victory drink.
Yeah. But Jesper he's been really slumpy. And it doesn't seem like he's really broken out of it yet. Do you see anything in particular with Jesper Bratt in his play, Sam Wu?
He's making sure that has an able body to sign that big contract, which could happen on January 1st.
But do you think, the way he's playing right now, I remember in the beginning of the season we were like, bet on Bratt. He bet on Bratt because he was playing so well. But he has gone ice cold, I feel like now for a while.
Maybe the pressure's getting to him. It's not like he fanned on a few shots tonight. I think he's pressing a little too hard. He's just not himself. I don't think he is. I don't think he is. Coasting at all. I just think that maybe it's all in his head, and this is a lot of pressure to lead this team, and sometimes you get snake bitten here and there. But you know what? There were a couple times where he should have probably shot the puck, but when he does, he fans it or goes wide. He's going wide a lot.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've noticed. A lot of just missing the net with the shot.
Yeah. And often it's you're trying to make the perfect shot. Sometimes it's just better to put it on net. Hockey's like ping pong sometimes, or a pinball machine. You just don't know where it's going to go.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'm trying to look up his statistics right now to give you a better better example of some of the numbers.
I bet you 90% of his points came in the first 6 weeks of the season. And now he's just tailed off.
Yeah, so he's currently what? He's got 33 points. He's got 12 goals and 21 assists. He's on pace for a 67-point season. But, yeah. Which obviously is a little bit lower than last year, but, obviously the season's not done yet. He's shooting more than he did last year. Last year he had 100 and 97 shots on goal. This year he's already got 93. He's got 5 power play goals. So of his 12, 5 are on the power play, 8 assists as well. So it's 13 points on the power play. Man. Averaging 17 minutes of ice time, which is basically what he averaged last year as well. That's tough, man. See full player stats. I'm trying to find, like, the year. I just want the 1 year, man. Why can't you just give me the year broken down into games, man? Oh, it's probably on this other one. Ha! So let's see. In his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go back to the Islanders game. He had 2 assists in the Islanders game. Then he goose-egged for 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he had an assist against the Hurricanes. Then 2 goals against the Panthers. And then goose-egg, and then a secondary assist tonight. So in the last 10, what's that, 6 points? That's tough, Sambo. I don't know. I guess do we have too high of expectations for him?
Well, if he wants a big contract, the expectations naturally should be very high from Devils fans. You got to remember that you're talking $8 million, 8 years. Some of the fans in the chat rooms have been talking about. I would expect a 40-40 season, 80 points or higher with that. And he may be able to do that, but you know what? He is a little streaky. Jack Hughes
He's a little streaky.
Jack Hughes has been so consistent this year. He hasn't stopped.
Because of those 10 games, there's 6 of them with goose eggs. It's not like he was getting just a point here, like always on the score sheet, Yeah, because earlier in the season, you see so much more consistency from him. And, man, I don't know what to make of it. But Jesper Bratt's going to be an interesting story, I think, going into 2023. I mean, obviously with his contract and his availability, but this recent stretch of play, I think when you're playing for a contract, you don't want to have these sort of down stretches like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't think anyone has really lost all their hope and faith in Jesper Bratt at this moment, but he is struggling, and he's struggling to figure it out, it seems like, as well.
Yeah.
So hopefully Jesper can get back on point, because adding him to that mix, that scoring mix, man, it makes that top 6 just so much more nasty when you got Bracco and at full speed as well. I mean,
worst case.
It just seems to be a hair off.
Worst case, if this slump continues to like March, just let Lindy bench him for 3 games. Then he'll come out. He'll come out like a scoring machine. Who knows? Just joking.
We'll see. But overall, Devils penalty kill on fire tonight. They did outstanding. Like we said earlier, we got to give a big horns up to the defense crew there with Severson logging huge minutes, over half the game, played over 30 minutes. Dougie coming through on the score sheet as well. Siegenthaler blocked so many shots, and Brendan Smith he played really well against Sidney Crosby. Last time I checked, it's not easy to play against Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
It's not. Kudos to all those guys. Mikey McLeod, Dawson Mercer, just all around solid full games from them. Mercer picking up 2 assists, McLeod getting assists, but blocking shots, playing on the penalty kill, playing in those final minutes of the game. Those were huge, huge minutes for them to be logging, man. Each day, like Dawson Mercer just looks better and better and better. I don't know if he's ever going to be like that 40-goal scorer or anything like that, but holy hell does he look like a solid two-way player that is just going to be – he might be very Palat-esque.
He could be.
When all is said and done. And then maybe someone will finally buy him some beer. Well, we've been talking for quite some time. We got to get to the old I believe this is called the Dave Singer Money Matrix of Power. What is it called again?
It is called the Dave Singer dot app victory bucks. Dave Stamp dot app victory
The
bucks.
Dave Stamp dot app victory bucks. Festivus and extravaganza.
Yeah.
Going on here. On the on Devils After Dark over here. Woo! And yes, Bo Horvat does look very very enticing as well, by the way. But this is our score predictions that we've been doing all season long over here. So you can play along with Vinny and Sam every game day live, 1 hour before game time for every New Jersey Hockey Devils game throughout the season. Sam Woo, what did Vinny Parisi have for his score prediction?
I don't really remember, but I think he said 5-3 Devils.
5-3 Devils. Okay, close, but no cigar. All right, how about the king of the football calls himself Sam Woo?
I don't really remember, but I think 6-4.
No,
Devils.
that means it was wrong.
Yeah.
That means it was wrong.
I could have lied. I could have lied.
That means it was wrong.
I could have lied.
I could have lied. Ah!
But I know
And by the way,
Ramona
Wyatt,
Rice had 5-2. He had 5-2.
Okay.
She had 5-2. Yep.
I like back in November when the Devils were averaging 4 goals and the opponent was averaging 2. That made for nice, easy score predictions.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be 4-2. I think it'll be 4-2 tonight.
Yeah.
That seems to be the right score over there.
Yeah. 7-1 Devils. Yeah. That'll happen.
Oh man. But all right. Everyone was off tonight. But who cares? Because the Devils won. And yeah, Wyatt, Dougie got the primary on the Jack Hughes goal in the first period. And then he had his own there in the second. So 2-point night for the third member of Triple H, our Devils faction of H's. Hughes, Heischer, and Hamilton. We're going to be back when? Is it Sunday? Is that the next game? New Year's Day?
New Year's Day.
Right? An early one, too, against
Carolina. Yes.
Ooh, at home. Home
Yes.
game, New Year's Day. That's a 3 o'clock start time
Game day
on
live.
Sunday. Woo, going to be doing Game Day Live, 2 p.m. Eastern. Sure, the crew will be down there at American Whiskey. You can say hi to Peyton and Frank the Tank and Alejandra and who's the other guy? Dennis? Was that the other? Dennis? Was there a Dennis? Yeah.
Yes.
So you can say hi to all the bartenders down there at American Whiskey. You'll see us up on the big screen TVs. I don't know. Maybe Sam will be there. Maybe he won't.
No, I'm going to be there. I'm going. Oh.
Oh, you are going to be there? Okay.
No. Don't. No, I don't know. Cliffhanger. I thought I was.
Oh,
gonna be there.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
You're going to have to find
maybe
out.
Maybe he will. Maybe he won't. You'll just have to go to American Whiskey and find out for yourselves. Or, you could just, turn on your YouTube or, Facebook, whatever. Either way works. Thank you for all the likes, follows, and subscribes. Big Devils victory tonight, 4-2. PK stands tall. 9 for 9 against the Penguins. Woo, baby. Now you got Carolina. Let's exact some revenge from last week's game. And let's put Carolina in the L. Let's take the W tomorrow or Sunday, boys.
Yeah, you know what? This is what we're going to do because it is a very, very popular football Sunday with all the bowl games and all that.
Mm-hmm.
On the big screen, I will try to have the Giants game on. I believe they're 1 p.m. start.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna have a split screen on the big TV at American Whiskey, so you can watch us and listen to us, but also you can watch the Giants game, as well. Gonna do that for you folks. I'm gonna figure it out how to do it, and if I can't figure it out, guess what? Too bad, so sad. I tried.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Can't wait to do Devils After Dark post game. Hopefully, talking about another Devils W. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have a safe and happy New Year, and look forward to hopefully this team rebounding and playing like they did tonight in 2023. Let's get the month of November again. Goodbye, December. And the, what were we, 4, 8, and 2, whatever we were. Hello, January. Let's have a repeat of November.
Agreed. And we end 2022 on a high note. We've come a long way since January. Remember the collapse in January where it got so bad? Dougie's getting hit with pucks in the jaw. Jack Hughes coming off of his injury, that freak accident, that shoulder. We weren't sure how the Devils will be. But the big off season in 2022 and the streak, the month of November, was nothing like we've ever seen before in franchise history, as the Devils are in their 40th year of existence. And it's been a wild ride in 2022, but a lot of good things are happening in 2023, and we're going to kick off the new year right at American Whiskey, Game Day Live, and Devils After Dark. Scotty, it's been a pleasure. On that note, any final thoughts?
Just let's go Devils. 2023, baby. Let's see it.
Yeah, let's go Devils. And want to thank all the listeners watching, listening in. Going to upload the podcast, drop the podcast at midnight for your Saturday commute. That's right. Thank you for making us one of the most listened Devils podcasts in the history of Devils podcasts, clearing over nearly 250,000 downloads in 2022. That's the official stat. So thank you. Thank you, Scotty. Thank you, everybody. Till next time, let's go Devils.